morning, everybody. It's May 15th, Wednesday up here in Maine. It is 37 degrees out, which is crazy for middle of May up here. And it's been wet, cold. There's not much going on for farming, so I finally got started back working in the woods. It's been like a month and a half since I could cut because of the mud. But we found a small job up here in Brooks that's got the guy wants a 3-acre clear cut, bunch of pine. Some of it's nice, some of it's pretty ugly. So I just got started yesterday. We'll head over there right now. I'll show you what the deal is. And you might also notice the skidder I'm using today is not mine. I'm actually renting it for this job. I'll probably rent it for the rest of the summer because I ended up selling my other one that was in the videos this winter. And I sold it because I needed some money to buy some equipment for the farm. So as I mentioned in another video, I'll find these skidders and buy them cheap hopefully and fix them up, and then I can sell them and make a pretty decent profit off it and have some capital to do stuff on the farm with. So it's not a big deal. There's a lot of these skidders around. I'm not worried about it. I never have. It always works out. Plus my truck driver's got a pile of these Clarks, and if you're trustworthy and take care of equipment, they'll rent one to you. So it works out pretty well. But anyways, we're only a couple miles from the house, and I gotta stop at the store and get a couple things, and I'll catch you at the woodlot. So I just showed up to the woodlot. As you can see, I got started yesterday. I gotta finish that load of logs, pine pulp on this side, but it's just a small little lot here. I mean, the guy actually owns quite a bit of land, but we're just doing this corner that's right next to the tar road. He wants the tar road run straight down this way, so we're gonna cut from there over, and there's a stone wall that sets just over in there. We're gonna flatten it. It's starting to blow over. There's a bunch of blowdowns down in there, so when the pine grows up thick like this with each other, you cut a few out of there, and the ones left standing have no root system, and they just tip over anyways. So it's kind of a shame to try to leave them behind because they just blow over and get wasted. So we'll cut them all. It'll grow back though, not the end of the world. But this skid is the same one as I previously had in my other videos, other than the fact that it's got a 4-cylinder in it, a lot more power, and it's got bigger planetaries, bigger axles. Other than that though, it's the same machine, same size, same tires, the whole works. But it works pretty good. A lot more power than mine was. 1 cylinder makes a big difference on these Detroits. So, yep. I'll get things going and bring you in the woods, and we'll cut down. There's some big pine in here for a little area. As you can see, they got some pretty good diameter to them. They don't go up very high. They're kind of bushy on top, but it's worth cutting, especially after being out of work for a month and a half. So my camera died on that last clip there. So I didn't have any other cameras with me. So I went home for lunch and I brought back the GoPro. And in the meanwhile, my truck driver came and grabbed a load of logs. I wanted to get that on camera, but I gotta get better about keeping everything charged. I gotta get back into the rhythm. And anyways, so we got the GoPro, which probably works best anyways for cutting wood, because the other one you got to move around and it takes a lot of time. So I left before lunch. I got a couple cut down and hooked on, so I'll throw the GoPro on and we'll limb these out and we'll just keep going. He's coming back in the morning, get another load of wood, so I better get my act together. But yeah, let me put this on my helmet and we'll get to work. Cut this off. Too dangerous. You don't want to put yourself in a spot where you're trapped. It's just a recipe for disaster. Beauty. The beauty. There's a pretty decent pine in here. Cut this one out right now. We're gonna add this one to the hitch. These ones are pretty tall. I'm lucky I got it out of that crotch up there, that old dead maple. It's just a rat's nest down here. So you gotta just pick a spot and work it. And just clean up the pulp, you know, make a hole and then just cut an area. So that's what I'm doing. We'll get this one cut right here and add it to the hitch. So I got a few trees cut and I'm gonna keep cutting, but this battery now is getting low. So I'm gonna save a little bit of juice in it just to get a couple of clips out here to wrap up the day in the yard. But it won't take many more to finish this load for tomorrow morning and get things cleaned up. I'll probably try to work on another load tomorrow and Friday. I'm trying to play catch up for a month and a half and not doing anything. So getting a pretty big hole in here already though. I think there's probably another, I'm thinking there's like 2 to 3 loads after this one. So not a ton, but hopefully by then we can go back down. Just down the street is where I was cutting this winter. So we'll head back down there when we're done and start moving into some hardwood. But for now, I'm gonna get these bucked up and pushed up, and then we'll head back to the farm later and we'll catch up there. So let's get back from the wood lot. It's about 4 o'clock. Had a good day. Glad to be back at work, that's for sure. And gonna go out right now. I got the 2 bigger cows. I had to move the pasture over to a different field we have because it's just too muddy behind the barn. And we're kind of in a hay crisis. Not just me, but everybody around here. Everybody's running out. The pastures aren't growing. I mean, at this time last year, there was a lot more forage and they were self-sufficient out there, but I mean, I'm working for it right now. I gotta move them at least once a day. So we're gonna go move the fence, and so we'll go take care of that. We'll come back in here and catch up with you in a minute. So we just got back from moving the cow pasture. They got plenty for the next couple days, I think. The grass isn't growing that well, but there's plenty to keep them going until we get better weather. Thank God I got some big fields around here to stick them in. But anyways, I'm back in the barn. I'm upstairs in the barn because I needed to calculate the volume of this space to figure out what I could put for hay up here, because I picked up some more hay fields down the street from a neighbor, and we have a ton of hay to get rid of this summer if the weather cooperates. But I just figured out exactly what we can fit in here. I can put 1,000 bales up here. I need 500 to get through next winter. I should have some left over, hopefully. We got 3 cows going through next winter. We got 4 right now, but one's going to the butcher in the fall, so we'll have 3. If you want to know how I got to 500 bales, you got to plan on 6 months up here, no pasture. So it's 180 days per cow. Each cow, I'm figuring it on, each cow is going to eat a 40-pound bale per day. I'm being conservative here. I want plenty. And I think if you're doing this, you want plenty, especially with the spring we're having right now. It's kind of a wake-up call. So you got 40-pound bale per head per day for 180 days, 540 bales. This barn will hold 1,000. Half of it, stacking it in here, it's mine. I'm not touching it until spring. I don't care what it looks like come February, March. Come May, if I get extra, I'll try to sell it. If not, we'll feed it out. But I'm not going to get stuck with no hay if we have another spring like this. So, moving on, just want to do an update. That's kind of what this is we got a bunch of chickens we want to have coming soon. We've had to postpone this stuff because of the weather up here. It's still cold. Today it's 43 degrees outside. But yeah, we're going to raise meat chickens, hopefully to sell and for our own consumption. But we're waiting for another week to order some. We're also going to get some laying hens. Those are also going to wait at the same time. But So we get the meat chickens coming up. There'll be a lot of neat footage on that and content, and a lot to learn for us and maybe the viewers around here. But I would say the main focus though coming up is the strawberries. The strawberries is what's going to make this place, you know, thrive. Hopefully not this year, but down the road. This year is going to be an experiment. Hopefully we have enough to sell to make back our labor and the money going into it. But I got 6,000 strawberry plants coming here Memorial Day week. They were supposed to have been here last week, but we postponed it to this week, and then today I had to call and postpone it till Memorial Day week. I can't even get out there on the field remotely to plow those oats in and make beds and lay the plastic. So yeah, that's another thing. The plastic mulch layer, I thought I could go buy one, no problem, all over the place. No sir, nothing. So I'll make a video coming up. I gotta go grab a welder, go to Kodiak Steel, get a bunch of iron. We're gonna build our own right here in the barn. It's gonna be a raised bed plastic mulch layer. If you're interested in that type of stuff, one of these machines is about $4,000 to $6,000. I'm gonna cover my costs right to the cent, and I'll show you how to build one because I've looked all over online. There's hardly any DIY, you know, do-it-yourself videos on making one of these things, but there isn't $6,000 worth of material in it, and they're not rocket science. So I'm gonna tackle it. I need one in 2 weeks. So if we gotta be here all night building one, we'll be out here all night building one. So the strawberries and the chickens, we're gonna be slammed with work any day as soon as this weather breaks. It's bound to break. It has to. So anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's following us and comments. I've had a lot of nice comments, people from Ohio, local people that I don't know about, but you know, they're saying they're doing the same thing. It's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to meet you someday, and it's inspiring for me to keep doing these and our family, and we look forward to sharing more, you know, what's to come. It's been a really tough spring. If you live up here, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to sound like a broken record, but it's a wake-up call, I can tell you that. I want to make sure next winter I got plenty of hay going into spring. And so anyways, just want to end you with, you know, we appreciate your support. Continue to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment if you want to see something specific. I'll try to fit it in, but we got a lot coming up. I hope to get back onto our 2-video week schedule. Right now, I just get what I can get, and I hope you can appreciate that. It's better than doing nothing. So we look forward to meeting more people, and we're gonna do a giveaway this summer on some strawberries. Invite you up to the farm, pick all you want. So look forward to it. We should have a fun thing coming up for the giveaway. We'll start it in the next few weeks. But anyways, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.